Those of you who have been here the longest know that back when I said this election between Rick Caruso and Karen Bass for mayor of Los Angeles is going to be one of the biggest moments, one of the biggest inflection points of Los Angeles in the history of the city. And I said back then unequivocally, Rick Caruso is the last hope this city has. It's bad enough we've got Newscomb. It's bad enough we got Schiff and all these other troglodyte lunkheads. But I truly hoped that Los Angeles would come to its senses after 4 dark years under these Hippocrats. And much to my chagrin, Karen Bass won. Well, we saw what happened over the last 4 or 5 days, which is a perfect symbol as to why I was 100% right. Aren't I always right? I'm just kidding. But today I've got something really, really big. Los Angeles Times owner Dr. Patrick Sun Shong says it was a mistake for his paper, Los Angeles Times, to endorse Karen Bass. Wait till you see this new video. Also, Jennifer Rubin has quit the Washington Post. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. A lot of people think she got fired. And then also just a really strange story that I don't see a lot of people talking about. One of the all-time greats, if not the greatest of all time, UFC fighter, Khabib Nurmagomedov, gets kicked off an airplane. And you won't believe the reason as to why. I've got video footage of that as well. But let's first get into this. Check out this video of LA Times owner Dr. Patrick Sun Shong saying this. Watch this.
First of all, we'll accept some blame, right? So at the LA Times, we endorse Karen Bass. I think right now in front, that's a mistake, and we admit that. So I thought it was very important early on for me to come out. And I think we were one of the few to say competence matters. We got like maybe 20, 23 million views to show how that was really dear to the heart of most people, whether you're right or left. And it's an interesting thing is that maybe we should think about how we elect people on the basis of, did they actually run a job? Did they actually make a payroll? Do they understand what it is? And rather than having professional politicians whose only job is really to run for office. There's nothing, I'm not trying to be disparaging, but I think we're at the stage now of the nation and the world, and there's many things we'll talk about even in healthcare, that you really need people to understand, well, how it affects a man in the street, how it affects the working type of person. And I think President Trump in this election has understood that, and he's become truly the Republican Party, as you said, has become the Democratic Party in terms of addressing the problems of the man in the street. So competence absolutely matters. And I'm glad that that's been taken up as almost a meme now, that competence matters.
If you would have told me 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, my gosh, actually looking at somebody's track record, their experience, looking at their qualifications, do they have the right skills? Looking at, common sense things like, is this the right person for the job, regardless of sex, gender, race, ethnicity, political ideology, etc., etc. If you would have told me that that would be some sort of a controversial, groundbreaking idea in the year of our Lord 2025, if you would have told me this 10 years ago, let alone 20 years ago, I would have been like, huh? How is that a radical idea? But we're starting to see this more and more. And most of you may recall that Jeff Bezos himself wrote an op-ed piece in the Washington Post saying that we've lost credibility, essentially. Saying essentially the same thing that Dr. Shong is saying, that, we need to have a little bit more balanced approach to our paper, to our organization, to the media, because we've lost all trust, which is absolutely true. You still have people like MSNBC, Joyless Reed, and all these troglodyte lunkheads still clinging, to this thin ice of, let's just keep attacking Trump, right? What's that definition of insanity? Keep doing the same thing, expecting different results, right? You couple that with Mark Zuckerberg coming out recently and saying, hey, we're done with DEI. We're done with fact checkers. We're going to emulate Elon Musk's community notes approach. We're going to lift all restrictions on content. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. What is going on here? Is this just an avalanche of practicality and common sense? Or is there something going on here? Is this something that we should be celebrating? Or a little skeptical brain always is kind of like, you know, a little, there's always a little like, wait a minute. I'm not ready to just, you know, pop the champagne cork all too quickly. But I want to believe, I really truly want to believe that the wool has been lifted off the world's eyes. But I don't know. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this. Staying on the theme of media, you've got Jennifer Rubin, who is leaving, apparently resigning from the Washington Post. She says corporate and billionaire owners of major media outlets have betrayed their audience's loyalty and sabotage journalism's sacred mission, defending, protecting, and advancing democracy. I therefore have resigned from the Post, effective today. In doing so, I join a throng of veteran journalists so distressed over the Post's management that they felt compelled to resign. It's so amazing to me. It's like all of these corporate woke propagandist media outlets, they're so livid and they're so upset that now they can't get away with lying. That's literally what this is. They just can't get away with lying. This is somebody who has lied repeatedly, unceasingly about Trump, about Trump's wife, about Trump's supporters. This is the same reporter who said this about the Maga Squirrel. Remember Peanut the Squirrel and the tragedy of the FBI coming in and taking him out? Well, this is what Jen Rubin, the sophisticated Washington Post, thinking that journalism's integrity is in jeopardy. This is what she had to say. She's since deleted this tweet, this post on X. She says the Maga Squirrel deserved to DIE. Shame on you. I want to share this clip. This is one of my favorite clips of all time of Jennifer Rubin on Bill O'Reilly. Check this out. This is just classic. Watch this.
You've made excuses for the lock her up comment. You've pleaded with Ted Cruz, and he's really an honest man.
When did I make excuses for lock her up? What did I exactly say?
Let's see. That would have been on. Let's see if I have the date exactly. It would have been on. Lock her up would have been on. In April and also in August. In October, if you remember, Charles Krauthammer came on and had a very vigorous argument.
Wait a minute. What did I say about in April and August? What exactly did I say?
Right. Well, we can go through all of them.
No, I want that one.
Which one in particular?
April or August.
Okay. Let's see. In August, we had comments that you were going to. You would, if somebody is being really dishonest, referring to the press corps, you would strip them of their credentials as well. Doesn't sound like an independent thing.
That doesn't have anything to do with lock them up. You are ill prepared for this interview, Miss Rubin.
No, I'm not. I have a whole list here.
Miss Rubin, I have just given you a minute where you've hemmed and hawed. You said you said I justified a comment, lock her up. You can't point to it, and then you pivot to something else.
Yes,
You're ill prepared for this, and this is the point I want to make.
Bill.
This is the point I want to make. Your column and blog are fraud. We have been tough on Trump here, and I'm going to roll some tape.
No, it's not.
Oh,
you play this little montage for all your guests. It shows the three things that you said mean about him.
Need I say any more? I can't wait to get your comments on this. She's starting her own podcast, apparently, with some guy named Eisen. I don't even know. I don't even care. Good riddance. Hasta la pasta. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. We're not falling for your lies anymore, Miss Rubin. Good riddance. Okay, now, in this final story, this is so bizarre to me. So you've got arguably the greatest UFC fighter of all time, undefeated, Khabib Nurmagomedov, who retired not that long ago. He's on a Frontier flight sitting in the exit row. You know how they always say, hey, are you able to, in case of emergency, are you able to carry out the duties of whatever the emergency exit row requires? God knows what that requires. I don't know. Maybe helping people get to the exit. I don't know. I don't even ever sit in that row. If you do, let me know in the comments down below. If you're a flight attendant, let me know. I would love to hear from a flight attendant, actually. Let me know if this makes any sense. And he gets kicked off the plane. Here's the video. I also have a reaction from him. But here, check out this video first. Apparently, the flight attendant didn't feel that he could carry out the duties. one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time, couldn't carry out the emergency exit row duties that are warranted for anybody that sits there. Check this out.
Because I know the language and I know the
It's not about the language.
I know how to help people, and now you guys, because this woman don't understand what she's talking about.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're either going to have you switch your seat because my flight attendants are not allowing you to sit in the exit row, or you're going to have to get off this plane and then we'll have to leave because they're not comfortable with sitting in the emergency exit row. My flight attendants. And unfortunately, it is fair.
It's not fair.
Yes, it is.
You guys, when I was making check-in, they asked me, do I know English? Yes, I said.
And they said yes. And I understand that, but it's also off of their judgment. I'm not going to do this back and forth. I will call a supervisor. You can either take a different seat, or we can go ahead and escort you off the plane. Which one are we doing? Okay, I'll call a supervisor, and then we're going to have to rebook you for a different flight. Josh, do you copy?
Okay, I have so many questions. Number one, you're worth like $50, $100 million, if not more. What are you doing on a Frontier flight? A, flying commercial. B, like, that's not even that big of a deal. I guess I'm kind of impressed that he's flying commercial, but I mean, it seems really awkward. And then there's got to be more context there. This story is actually blowing up the internet. Everybody's talking about this online. And then he posted this statement on his Instagram. Check this out. He says, first of all, I need to clarify that it was Frontier Airlines, not Alaska Airlines. I guess somebody got it wrong. Lady who comes to me with questions was very rude from the very beginning. Even though I speak very decent English and can understand everything and agreed to assist, she still insists on removing me from my seat. What was the base for that? Racial, national, or other one? I'm not sure. So he's calling racism here. But after 2 minutes of conversation, she called security and I was deplaned from this aircraft. After 1.5 hour, I boarded, 1.5 or 1.5, I boarded another airline one and left to my destination. I did my best to stay calm and respectful, as you can see on the video. But those crew members could do better next time and just be nice with clients. So there's a little bit of a language a barrier there, but none of that was caught on the video, so it's just kind of hearsay. But I don't know. It's the highlight of this story is that Conor McGregor, the notorious one, he started following Frontier Airlines on Instagram as soon as this story came out. I just think that's hilarious. I'd love to get your comments on all these stories. The thing that I'm going to say really quickly about all of these apparently mainstream propagandist journals like the Washington Post and LA Times and now Meta, all of a sudden turning MAGA almost, it seems like. I just have to say this. God is in control. And I think that these people have been getting away with lies for so long. They have done such evil things. I truly believe we will never be able to measure the damaging effects and the consequences of these continuous, ceaseless, bold-faced, even Obama. I mean, Obama, his lies at the just a few days before the election were really just out of left field, very shocking. I think that it's finally got exposed. I feel like if a lot of it has to do with independent media like myself and other trustworthy people out there who are exposing them, sharing this, it has a lot to do with you, the awesome viewers, Nez Nation. I love you guys for tapping the thumbs up, making common sense go viral. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. Do it right now. Tap the thumbs up, share this out. Let me know where you're joining me from too, because I love hearing that stuff. And I truly believe God is in control. And I think, barring any skepticism, the fact remains that ripple effect of Zuckerberg's announcement, the ripple effect of the owner of the Los Angeles Times, the ripple effect of Bezos, these are powerful, influential people. Never mind people like Bill Ackman and others, Kevin O'Leary, et cetera, et cetera. But these are very, very powerful people who wield influence like no other. The fact that they're saying enough is enough for me. Psychologically, it's enough for me because DEI's cancerous rooting effect. It roots itself in the psyche of the world. We're going to need as many people as possible. We got Rogan, we got, it's fantastic. It's gorgeous. And with your help, the fight's not over. With your help, we're going to continue this. I am on a mission to make common sense go viral for our kids, our grandkids, and beyond. And I know with your help, watching these videos, tapping the thumbs up, we're going to get there. So thank you so much. I can't wait to get your comments. Let me know in the comments down below. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. If you want this 100% made in the USA original merch, go in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA. I'll see you soon.